After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hi, and welcome to Pen, Hook, and Needles, episode 119. It's September 9th, 2014. It is Tuesday, if you're watching today.
Did you mention episode 119?
I did.
And this is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. My name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry and Instagram.
I'm Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico on Instagram and Plurk. I'm not on Plurk anymore very much, but there you go.
Are you known as on Ravelry as well?
Yes. Yes, I am.
So, I guess, welcomes?
Yeah, oh, well.
That's normally your deal.
Yeah, I'm a little tired today. It's...
Because I don't even put in my show notes anymore. That's like your thing.
Okay, well, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We thank you for joining us, and we're glad that you want to spend some time with us. We have several new members who have signed into the group and registered officially. We want to welcome them individually, but first we want to welcome...
Registered officially? Is this like beginning of the school year where they have to register for like classes or something?
Absolutely. That's exactly it. Welcome to the first day of school. This is Pen, Hook, and Needles
Academy?
Class 1. Anyway, we do want to thank you for joining us. If you are new members, or if you're new viewers or listeners, or even if you're not, if you've been listening to us for a while and you haven't joined the group, we'd love to have you with us. It's really easy to join. Just go to Ravelry and join us. Ravelry. Ravelry. Join us and participate in the Cal-Cals, like our cardiac one that's going on now, and you could be eligible for prizes. We do have some people who have made themselves known in the group. Want to welcome them specifically. There's CC Knits, who is Carolyn, Creation Crochet, who is Lorene, and she has some really very nice patterns. We have Dancing Geek, who is James. I was very intrigued by his name. Welcome, James. Renee 13426, who is Renee. And I think that's all of them. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, I apologize, and I will go back and put you in next week. But we welcome all of you to the group, and we hope you enjoy it and stay and tell other people about us.
Indeed.
Are you quite finished?
I've got dancing queen in my head.
I'm going to take off your hat so we can see your dancing bangs. The cardiac read-along.
Yes, cardiac read-along. Oh, tea, coffee.
Oh, this is something special. We had
we got to have tea with Karen Faye. She just moved to
her daughter.
And her daughter
Kylie.
They're both members of the group, I believe.
I think so.
And they just moved in the area, so we had tea with them.
Yeah.
And knit with them a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, we had an actual, not virtual, knit time. It was really awesome.
Yes, it was.
And they brought us this awesome little gift. It is,
oh, and Karen's working on some awesome, I keep saying awesome. We keep saying awesome.
Awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
Okay, but really great.
Amazing.
Amazing. There are other
adjectives.
But she's working on some really amazing, awesome, great mitts.
It's
from the Botanical
mother.
Knit.
Yes. The daughter, Kylie, is working on a fantastic shawl.
Yeah.
But this Earl Grey, I've never heard of this before. It's Earl Grey Moonlight tea. And that's what we're both having.
You should be playing Moonlight Sonata in the background or something.
Yeah. And we're both having it. It is amazing. awesome. Yes.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Okay, there's the episode name.
Everything is awesome. So thank you, Karen and Kylie, for the tea. We are drinking it. But we had a blast with them. They're super, super nice, and we hope to see them at the Shenandoah. They live right nearby. They go to our parish, so it's really fantastic that they're here with us. So that's what we're drinking.
Yes, thank you, Karen and Kylie.
Mm-hmm.
They helped us discover a tea shop in town that we didn't know about.
That we didn't know about, and we've only been here 15 years.
Yeah.
So it's a new shop, but in our defense, it is a new shop.
Well, I think sometimes when you're new to an area,
mm-hmm.
you find things that people who've lived there a while just don't know about.
And that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like the people who live in, I don't know, D.C. and have never been to the Smithsonian.
Yeah, or the Washington Monument.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh, I'll get there eventually.
I still haven't been to the Lincoln Memorial. I don't think.
I have, but I'm not sure if I was at school.
I think you were. I know we've tried to get there, but it's kind of off to the side.
I'm not sure if I went with Franciscan or not, but I could have sworn we went as a family.
Anyway, Cardiac.
Indeed. So, Cardiac Read Along is going strong. We have until the 30th of this month to put in objects that have some sort of red in them in the Cal thread. The thread is very active. I am very behind.
It's awesome.
There is nothing new about this, about me being behind.
Or being awesome.
No, there's nothing new about that either.
Amazing projects.
Yes, very, very amazing, very awesome.
I didn't realize how many times we say that word.
But
that's our literally.
Gosh. At least things are actually awesome and not literally something completely different.
For Amy.
Although Darren said something about literally.
Yes, he did.
But it was actually literally when he said it.
Yes, it was.
Anyway, the Cardiac Read Along has been running from July 1st and is running until September 30th. The only rules about what can go in there is that it has to have a significant amount of red and has to be worked on during the July 1st to September 30th time period. It doesn't even have to be finished before that time. It doesn't even need to be started during that time. It just needs to be worked on during that time.
Right. And we want to thank Nikki from Nicolo's podcast, Nicole, for...
is it Nicolo's World? Nicolo's
World. Mm-hmm. For mentioning our Cardiac Along on her podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, Nikki. So,
do you have facts?
No, not this week.
All right, well, we have prizes.
Yeah, I was about to go over the posting rules. Okay. WIPs and FOs will both be eligible to be drawn for prizes. Only one work in project picture per week, and one finished object picture per finished object per week. If you had a WIP picture earlier in the week for a project, you may still put up an FO picture for the same project in the same week. Project must not be finished. I said that already. Okay, prizes.
Okay, let me just mark the stitch here.
No, you can't.
We try to let you see the prizes since it's a 3-month cal to see the prizes at least three times during the along, so that you don't forget what you might receive. So first, the things we can't see. We have 5 patterns from Sarah Jane Designs.
Mm-hmm.
3 of which I believe are ebooks.
Ebooks, yes.
We have 3 patterns from our own George, who, by the way, has a super pattern.
Yeah, I think he's been putting out a couple. I'm not caught up.
Well, as far as I can tell, he's only got 1 new one out.
Okay, has he? I thought he posted a bunch in the show-off thread, so I wasn't sure how many he had.
Well, a lot of those were comments.
Oh, okay.
But he did, as far as I can remember, last time I looked was this morning, he had a new shawl pattern out, which is crochet, and it's really nice. So, anyway, he's donating 3 patterns as well, so we have a total of, I think, 8 patterns.
Yeah.
Is that all the ones that are patterns?
Yeah, I was just looking over the show notes. Yes.
Okay. We have 2 books. Taya is donating the Knit Thread, which is this one, And I am donating the crochet red, which I thought I got out, but I don't see it here at the moment.
I don't think they'll die if they can't see it.
Yeah, sorry about the noise. Let me put this where it's out of the way. We have from B-Wing, who is Brittany. We
determined it was three
prizes. I can hold this. That's not all of it.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, because this was 1, 2.
Oh, okay, that's
3.
right. That's right. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. These are sock yarn, I believe. I think they're all sock yarn.
I believe you are correct.
So we have 3 prizes from Brittany. That is yarn. Thank you, Brittany. And we have this, which is 1 prize from Turbo Knitter, who is Kenneth.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the first one to donate to this particular Cal. I keep losing that. He was doing the same thing when he was talking about this. It kept coming loose. I think it's okay though.
Yeah, I think it'll survive.
Yeah. So we have 3 skeins of this, and this is Cascade
lace and
alpaca lace paints, and this is quite a bit of yarn. It's 437 yards, but there's 3 of them.
So you're going to get a
nice
nice sized whatever it is you make.
So you have 2 chances to win 2 books.
Oh, you're forgetting one of the yarns.
Oh, I did. Heidi's yarn. It's sitting right here in my lap. It's sitting right here in my lap. I forgot, but I didn't. It's right here. I didn't want to give it away. I thought I'd keep it.
Well, you've seen how it works up.
Yes. This is the yarn from Heidi, who is Undead Yarn.
And you'll see how it works up as you have been every week.
And this is the Freddie colorway.
Oh, there's something on screen. Hold on. Sorry, guys. There's something on your face. There we go.
Sport weight, 274 yards, 75% superwash, 25% nylon. So this might make a nice pair of socks. Or mitts, maybe, or hat.
I've been using it for socks, so
this would be really great. And this is Heidi from Undead Yarn. So we have 4.
I think it's the same base I'm using too. I think it's the vampire base.
No, this is whatever her sport is.
Yeah. Oh, her sport weight. Oh, okay. I didn't realize this is sport weight.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So I think just make a hat. This is her
witch
base. Her witch base.
It could make a pair of socks if you actually use the yarn that's suggested for the skip socks instead of what I use.
Right.
And what I call the skip socks is what everyone else calls the Skype socks.
There's no E there.
There's no E there, so I refuse to call it the Skype socks.
But
SKYP spells skip.
In any event, you have a chance to win 4 different yarn prizes, 8 different pattern prizes, and 2 books. So there's a lot out there. So
this is really great.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, there is a lot out there. So I'm very distracted by my yummy tea.
It is very yummy tea. It's very awesome tea. Yes, I'm going to say that ad nauseum.
So that's his. Oh, if you want to share your projects on Instagram and share the Cal Love, it's hashtag PHN Red KAL. And the suggestion was from Polly, who is Polly81 on Rav.
Now,
I need to start writing down notes because
before we get into the actual whips. No,
I need something to write on. I want to use my note. I got something. That's okay. It's okay.
Good.
It's okay.
Anyway, I need this because the minute you take it, I'll spill. Before we head into the whips, I do want to remind people now that this Cal is starting to get close to winding down, to start thinking about our next Cal, which is the Toy Along. The Toy Along is from October 1st through December 31st, and this is our 3rd annual Toy Along, and you can do it for Christmas gifts for family and friends. You could do it for Toys for Tots. You could do it for Turbo Knitter's Ambulance, any of that kind of stuff. So,
yes.
Just so you're thinking about it, toys are next. Toys are on deck.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
And I have things to say on that later.
And we are doing it with another podcast, but we're going to wait because they haven't mentioned it themselves yet. So
yes. This is supposed to be the next Sunday podcast they'll be mentioning. Okay. I need to work on mumbling. I feel like I mumble a lot. I hope
about the mumbling.
I hope it's too difficult for people to hear me most of the time.
Yeah, we're very low talkers.
Isn't that a Seinfeld
thing? It is indeed.
Okay, anyway, how many whips do you have?
4, I think, and 1 I cannot show.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but 2 I can't show.
1, 2, 3, 4,
So
5.
that means I actually have
4, 5.
5 that I can show.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Counting like that is
1, 2, 3,
really
4,
annoying.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sesame Street lives again. Okay. So you start.
So, yes. And I'm going to just do it the easy way.
Which one are you doing first?
Both of them.
Okay, well,
Let's see if I remember which bags they're in. I think it's this one.
and the bunny bag?
No, bunny bag is something else.
Okay.
I think it's these two. Let me take a peek inside. Yes. So I have faces looking at me inside these bags.
It chops off heads. Yes.
So this one is Davina's cat, and I can say that safely because you guys know that that's in testing.
And this is my cat.
So this is Davina's cat. She's very excited about the progress made so far. I should have a finished one maybe before I go on retreat because she's been asking about it. She's been trying to be really patient, but she wants her cat. So I try to work a little bit on it every time I have a day off, and I have, after 2 more shifts at work, I have 12 days off. So I need to get it done before I go on retreat so Davina can have her cat. And this one is a new design that's in the works that I've gotten a little work on, and didn't work on it yesterday, but I got quite a bit of work done on it on Friday. So this is in progress.
And my work is this one, and it is my bag, turtle bag, my sea turtle bag, and it is my test knit or test crochet for Ty's cat.
And I have other patterns percolating in my brain, but only 2 that are being worked on.
Your turn.
Okay, so must sip the tea. Okay. Next one that I'm going to talk on, I've worked on a little bit. I mean, not a ton, but a little bit. It's the Inkheart project. It's a Lush pattern by Tin Can Knits, using Miss Babs Yazawada skein in the fountain pen colorway. I'm using like 5/4 or something like that. So with all the bulky weight things I've been doing, this seems to be inching along. And Nurse Kim Knits gave me this project. Gave me this pattern. So, still on the sleeve. It's grown a little bit.
I still like the color.
Oh, it's a lovely color. It's just because I've been working with so many larger needles recently, the sleeve feels like it's dragging on. But it'll come with me to retreat so it can be in the room knitting. Because I'm going to have to keep measuring.
In the room knitting is not an option for me.
But
because somebody likes to turn out all the lights.
One of the reasons I like having my own room on retreat.
Okay, my next one is my Hawkeye scarf, which is a personal pattern, and I didn't work a whole lot on this. This is No Maker's yarn in the Hawkeye colorway, hence the name. But I did work on a little bit. And I kind of blame my lack of working on things on Turbo Knitter right now, but we'll talk about that later. Okay.
That's only recent, so that's, you can't
yeah,
really...
but I was going to work on this and on my other thing. So I blame it on Kenneth. He has broad shoulders. He can handle it. So this is my my Hawkeye scarf. And it's really close to being done. And when I finish this ball of yarn, I think I'm done. Even though I thought I had a second ball, but I guess not. I think my first ball was here. So that's all I have left. It's very close to being done. When I finish the ball of yarn, I will tie off and put it in the charity bin with my blue block scarf, my blue on blue.
We need to actually get an actual bin so it's not taking a bag.
Yeah, bags and shelf space and stuff like that. Because as Karen will tell you, we have shelves that are overflowing with things, and we really don't have spaces for.
She knows what your shelves are like. She has
Yeah.
no idea.
Well, I told her
mine.
yours were worse than mine. So
I also have less shelf space than you do.
Yeah, yours are still worse than mine. But anyway, so that's this, and it's living in my it's in my Tangerine 8 design.
Yeah, No Makers doesn't make bags.
Tangerine bags. For a long time, Casey and Amanda were kind of synonymous for me because they work so closely together. Not that I didn't think they were the same person, but it was like, just like if I thought about one, I thought about the other as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is one of her sock bags. One of my first bags. It's the bigger on the inside part of this bag with all the neat yarn. Okay.
So, we got a little bit of work. I only worked on this maybe 2 days this week. I guess I didn't have the square started actually last week.
I don't think I picked up
For
the
the
last one yet.
Hmm?
I don't think I picked up the last one yet.
I'm up to date with picking them all up, but I'm behind on the squares.
Is TurboKnit or TurboKnit 64?
Oh wow, you're actually writing stuff down?
Well, I can't write this down because my pattern. I just want to not forget it.
It's a TurboKnit 64. I've been writing down.
Do you have Amy and Darren?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, you actually wrote down. I'm very, very impressed. And although Kenneth already gets tagged with the prizes. But I was saying, oh, this is the Eastwood, which is my cabled Afghan cow by Edie Ekman, produced by Creative Bug and Red Heart Yarns. I'm using Knit Picks Andes Del Campo in the Cilantro Heather colorway. And I'm on square H right now. I did some work on it before Karen, Faye, and her daughter came over.
Very, very nice people.
Yes.
Very nice. It was a pleasure.
This is called like a beehive cable.
I have to... Is that the last one, or is that the...
Why did I leave? Oh, I left that in there because those are repeats. Okay. This is not the last one. I'm behind.
Because I have to download one more square.
So I'm just sort of turning this so you could see as you can see, it's a beehive look. And I thought that was supposed to be going up in difficulty, and actually I might have had this last week to show, because I think I was saying, I thought it was supposed to be going up in difficulty, and I actually think this is easy.
Well, it might just be something that you find easy too, you know. Maybe other people don't, or something. Yeah. Your mind works weird.
Maybe you just don't have the capacity to understand.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
My mind.
Count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
Your turn.
Yeah, I just need to make sure I have the right number of stitches here before I slip it. Slip the stitch. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't
Did
count.
you want me to go ahead and do my next one?
1, 2, you better. 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5.
So.
I got it. Okay.
Okay, go ahead then.
All right. I'll just do this here. Okay. My next one is yeah, my Into the Shire Stagger Chills wrap. And I don't know if I mentioned this before last time, but I have to take this one slow because
Had you ripped back the lace at that point?
I don't remember. I might have.
Regale them with the tail.
Yeah, I got the lace done.
Was it done?
Well, not all of it. The first 2 rows, I guess, I got it done. And I'm looking at it like, this is on the wrong edge. So I pulled it all out and started, and I'm like, oh, it was on the right edge. So I had to do it all over again. And this is very hard on my hands, not the yarn, the pattern, because it...
Who does the yarn?
Patterns. And I think it's a free pattern, so I'm not saying...
Patterns doesn't do the yarn.
Oh, the yarn is under yarn. I was getting to that. The problem is not the yarn. Heidi's yarn is just fine, and I enjoy working with it. I like the way it's...
And Heidi's yarn is undead yarn in the Shire colorway, right?
Yes, and it is the werewolf base, which is the DK. And this, if you can see, you can see the shells, but it's focusing.
Is that backwards?
I
I think the right side's facing us.
Well, it's
I
hard
think
to
you're
tell.
showing them the wrong
It's
side.
hard to tell because this is worked in the.
Yeah, but
the
look
back loop.
there. That's where you picked up stitches.
I did not pick up stitches.
But you know what I mean. That's
At any rate, it doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to show the shelves. There's more than the standard number of stitches in the shell, and it hurts my wrist to do that many stitches in that one stitch.
it's a pre-pattern.
And I was doing, yeah, I think so.
So nine
Nine.
stitches in a shell.
And I was doing it like this, and I actually had to put on my brace that I had from my surgery on my wrist 2 years ago because my wrist was bothering me so much. So
She did not have surgery on her wrist because she crocheted too much.
No, I had a stitch removed. But there's no rush on this, and I don't like pain in my hand.
It hurts you.
It hurts me. So this might be.
It is not awesome.
No, it is not awesome. Everything is not awesome. This does not play as part of the team. But in any event, this will get finished. It just won't get finished as quickly as I want it to because it's hurting my wrist. The yarn is fun. The pattern is very nice to look at. It's a little bit problematic to read, but other than that, it works out nice. It's a little smaller than I thought it was.
It's about the size of like a hitchhiker or something, I would
Yeah,
think.
but I think that it's going to block out just a little bigger.
We'll just block it viciously.
Yeah, viciously.
Speaking of blocking, we have things to block later.
Yes, I'd have to block out something. But in any event, so this is my Into the Shire pattern, and I am enjoying it. It will be going a little more slowly because I don't want to hurt my wrist. But the yarn, yeah, you want to try Heidi's yarn. It's good stuff. Okay.
And if you're going to use Heidi's yarn, make sure you make a project page so that other people can see that
Yes.
Heidi's yarn is being used.
Yes, because some of her colorways and some of her bases, even though people have been buying their yarn, they haven't used it yet, so people don't know how it works up. And, you know, somebody's got to be brave and show people how it works up. So
I'm not sure if I actually have a picture on my page yet.
I don't either. I don't yet. I have to do mine. I have to follow my own counsel and do that. But
Okay.
I have more of her yarn in my waiting to be used.
I only have the one yarn, but that's not this project here. That'll be discussed in a moment. I guess I can, if I go out of order, I'll forget this project. Okay. So the next one is Springtime, which is the Diana's hat by Joanna Johnson. I worked on this a little bit at work. This is Cyborg's Craft Room, a Socklate in the Without Borders colorway. So another Diana's hat for Davina.
And she will love it.
Yes, she likes these colors, but as you can see, it's not a lot of work. I think I did part of a row. I haven't had a lot of knitting time at work lately. I don't usually get my break. But very little got done.
And where's it living?
It is living in the Birds on a Wire bag by Clover Bird. I actually need to make sure some of my stitch markers go back where they're supposed to. I tend to keep a collection on my bags. I think this is actually from when I was counting out my cast on, though. So I might just keep that on there. Okay, your turn.
Okay, I'm going to show you the project I'm working on right now. And this is the reason that I didn't work why I didn't work my baby blanket at all, and why I didn't work a whole lot, even though it's only the last couple of days. We were watching Turbo Knitter 64, Kenneth, his podcast, and he was talking about hats for a hat drive, and I do not remember the podcast.
No, wait. It's TGIF, Thank God It's Finished.
Okay, that's right.
I haven't watched them yet.
No, I haven't either, but I have her, I think I actually have her group, a member of her group. But they're doing a hat drive, and he was like, you know, consider dropping whatever you're doing and make at least one hat for somebody. So that's what I did. I dropped what I was doing, except for Talia's test crochet, because there's a time limit on that. And I started a hat, which is the I'm calling it the Star of the Sea hat. and it's by Christina Williams. It's the simple. I think it's a simple hat. The simple crochet hat by Christina Williams, and it is a free pattern. I'm using an H hook, although I might use a G to make a smaller hat at another time. And this is Red Heart Soft yarn in the turquoise colorway. And this is how far I got since yesterday. It is started flat, and you join it when you start. So
it's a bit of an interesting construction.
Yeah, I mean, I was considering actually, instead of closing it up, putting a button, flipping it up and putting a button. But we'll see what happens. That would mean I'd have to make a buttonhole, so we'll have to see what I want to do. And I might do that at a later date, not on this one. But I'm enjoying it. I like the construction. The ribbing seems to take forever, even though it's very few stitches. But it still goes pretty fast.
I can see why they did it the way they did, though, because otherwise you wouldn't get... Because crochet doesn't technically have a ribbing stitch.
Well, usually you use front and back post crochet.
But it doesn't look the same. And this
it's pretty close.
This comes very, very close to looking like one-on-one ribbing.
It does. It's very close. And I'm enjoying this pattern. If you want to...
And it is a free pattern.
Yeah, I did say that. If you want to support Thank God It's Finished or Caffeinated Gertz Hat Along, this is a good pattern for people who crochet. There are several free crocheted and knit patterns as well as paid for. So if you have bits and pieces of yarn that you don't know what to do with it, maybe that might be something you might be considering doing for the winter coming up for people who don't have a place to live or don't have heat or whatever. So, yeah.
Okay, so next project that I have worked on is in the Piggies bag. Piggy. This is another Clover Bird.
Can't remember the same where mine was.
They're happy little piggies.
Mine's in my knitting band bag. That's Denise.
But it's not called knitting band bag. It's called Kinky Boo.
Kinky Boo bag.
And it's a beaded Zeded bopper pill.
But my Zeded bopper pill doesn't come off. It's just
attached.
So
okay.
It was before she really started with the Zeded bopper pills.
So, I actually have a half object, or as Talking to Zombies would call it, a hoe. And,
that means Nick calls it something else, but I can't remember what it is.
I don't know. So one sock is finished. I finished this like right before I went to work one day, which was very disappointing for me. On one hand, I was very excited because I finished sock. On the other hand, I was like, oh, I don't have time to cast on my other sock, which is when my Diana's hat got worked on. This is the Skip Socks.
Skip
Socks. Simple Skip Socks, which is a free pattern on Ravelry.
Who does it?
It is done by Adrienne Koo. I'm calling this Raph. And it's Undead yarn in the Vampire base with the Freddy colorway. This is the colorway you guys will be winning.
Whoever wins that, yeah.
When you.
But this is the fingering weight.
This is the fingering weight versus the sport weight. This pattern actually calls for sport weight yarn, and I just didn't follow directions or really pay attention to my gauge when I first started knitting socks. But I decided I liked how it fits, using the proper needle size and the sock yarn, so I kept going with it. Someday, eventually, I'll actually use the yarn I'm supposed to for this sock. But this is basically because I've gotten. If you look on my project pages for my socks, I actually tell you exactly how I do it. It's a formula. It's a matter of counting the rows even, because I know how long my foot is. And since this is a free pattern.
Are they orangutan feet?
I have long feet as well. But yes, I like how this worked up. I need to weave in my ends for this one sock. And I went ahead, and as soon as I came home from work on Friday, while I was listening to Fibertown, I cast on for my other sock. And I was very delighted to hear that I won yarn from Fibertown, who is Emily,
Yes,
who
Emily.
will also be going to the Shenandoah Fiber Festival.
The Shenandoah Fiber Festival is in 2.5 weeks.
Something like that. So
3
we look
weeks?
forward to seeing Emily and Karen Faye.
Okay, yep.
And
anyone else?
Nicole, don't push yourself to get there if you
We'd like to see you, but we can wait if we have to. Scarves, etc.
You taking care of yourself
And the
status
baby.
post delivery of baby is important.
Right.
So this is the beginning of the second song.
And if you're there and you see us, say hi. You
Yes.
don't bite much.
I made a mistake somewhere in here that was not very important to me while I was knitting, talking to Karen and her daughter Kylie. So I decided I could live with it and kept on knitting. Yeah, that's this project.
Okay, I think that, let me see. I think that's it.
Then I have one more.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Oh, two more. How did that end up? I must have not counted one when I was doing my counting. Or I think what happened was you just did your design at the same time I did mine.
But I did it afterward, too. I reiterated after you did both of them.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like I somehow got more than you did. Okay, anyway. I'm going to talk about this one in my lap.
I don't think you counted that one.
I meant to. Oh, well. This is, I'm calling it Scrappy, because I'm using scraps of bulky weight yarn left over from my bulky weight sweaters. You can see that the blue is from my blue sweater I recently finished, my Jane Richmond, that's the Sedum sweater. And this one is from my other Jane Richmond sweater, the bright yellow one. I can't remember the name of that pattern.
Oh, right. That's the, I can't think of that.
I can't either.
It was on the tip of my tongue. I want to say something island, but it's not right.
It comes from her ebook, The Island, I think. But anyway, that's these two yarns together. And it does fit a head, I believe. I stretched it over mine briefly just to make sure. Because
A head?
Well,
A
it'll
generic
fit a person. This is for Kenneth, because Kenneth encouraged people to make hats for the homeless. And this works up very quickly. I started this last night. This is the Jane Cobb hat, patterned by Dryope. You can make a pattern page on Ravelry. It'll be on there if you search. But the link from the Ravelry page will lead you to an off-site pattern. It's a free pattern.
And he also gives you a crochet version, which I have.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming Dryope is a guy because the first picture is a guy.
Right.
I'm using Hobby Lobby. I love this chunky in the crocus colorway. And actually this is super bulky. And Knit Picks Bravo bulky in the celestial colorway, which is just a normal bulky. It seems to be handling it okay together. And I found some red that I have, so that would actually go really well with the yellow as well. What I might have to do, because I do know I want to make a Jane Cobb hat for myself as well. And I have a lot of the yellow left. I have a lot of the red left. I'll do the red where the orange is traditionally at for the Jane Cobb hat for me, and just have the yellow on top. And then it'll look very close to the traditional. And I might make a couple traditional ones besides one for me. I might make a couple traditional ones for the homeless, which sounds terrible to. I like the hat. It's fun.
Well, why is that terrible? You're still making it for other people.
And it'll have ear flaps. If you're familiar with Firefly, you know that Jane's cunning hat is mother knit him, and it's supposed to be an ugly hat. It's got a big pom-pom on top. It has ear flaps. It's got orange on the bottom. The bottom part of the hat is orangish red, and the ear flaps are orangish red with the little tie strings.
Like you see on little boys?
Yeah, and the top part of the hat is yellow.
From Toy Story.
And he thinks it's a very cunning hat, and as one of the characters, Wash, said, that if a man walking down the street wearing that hat, people know he's not afraid of anything.
Which about sums Jane up.
Yes. So, Yes, I am enjoying this hat. Probably a little more than halfway through the main part of the hat.
We both started these hats yesterday.
Yes. And the last pattern I've been working on, the Jane hat, is in my Small TARDIS bag by Ploverbird with planets on the inside.
Because it's bigger on the inside.
It doesn't feel quite as big on the inside as the one that's hiding a different project and that can't be seen.
Right.
The one that's really bigger on the inside, or feels like it's bigger on the inside, is the one that's hiding my pattern that's in. It's being currently designed. But anyway, in the Creepy Llamas bag, which is not really creepy, they're cute. It's by Ploverbird. And unlike Karen and her daughter Kylie, we do not know how to use a sewing machine very well.
No.
So we are very impressed with their capacity to make bags.
Yes.
So this is what I'm calling Fisherman's Cardigan. It's a Sarah pattern by Jennifer Hagen. Making it for me, I'm using Barocco Comfort Chunky in the barley colorway. And this yarn has grown on me. It can be a little splitty. What?
I'm looking for it growing on you.
Wow. It's a little splitty.
As Daddy would say, see what I did there?
It's a little splitty, but it shows off the definition very well.
It is a pretty pattern, though.
No.
It's very well defined.
It is. When I first started working, I wasn't sure if I was going to like this yarn. I was actually very concerned about it.
Why?
Well, it was, at the beginning, I couldn't really see the pattern, and I didn't like, it had no, you know, some yarn has like at least a teensy bit of fuzz to it, so it feels like, this, I don't know, this was so defined, I felt like it was showing the holes too much at the beginning. Whereas wool, will at least give you a little bit of, it'll hide your holes. This doesn't hide the holes nearly as well, but the definition is amazing. Look at that.
It is beautiful.
And I love these cables. Once I got over my initial issue with the charts, found somewhere to translate them to where it worked with my brain, I love the pattern. The designer is amazing with the pattern. I just needed to find a different way to translate the charts. Someone on YouTube asked if I could link the site, and I'll try to remember to link the site. I believe I said it's a sweater project. .org, not .com. Okay. And I'll have to try to remember to do it on YouTube too. Usually when I put things on YouTube, I don't put much effort into any sort of show notes on the YouTube page, and I might have to try to change that. More people watch on YouTube than I realize. Is it the Sweater Project? No, just sweaterproject.org. Okay. And sweaterproject.org is good. The one, if there's any fault to it I can find, it's that if you have odd stitch combinations that aren't very common, like there's a couple of stitch combinations in here that I have not seen very often, it doesn't quite understand them. They're adding new stitches to there a lot. I think they continue to add new stitches to their repertoire. But it's a free app, for lack of a better term, free program, site, whatever. So I'm happy with what they can provide me with.
It looks very, very nice. I love it's very soft.
It's
and
very
it's very
soft.
heavy.
Yes.
So quite warm.
There's the sides, and I need to thank the her name is. There's a lady on Ravelry whose project I am stalking. I dropped my notes.
Well, why did you do that?
Well, it's the notes that I'm writing names on. Oh, there it is. A lady whose project I'm stalking. It is Blue Moon Mama. And you know, she made a really beautiful version of this sweater. Did some really nice charts. Not really nice charts. Did some really nice pictures of it. And I've been using her pictures on her project page to double check that I'm doing the charts right, doing the cables right. So every time I want to check up on my progress, I have her sweater pulled up just to double check things, because I don't feel like having to rip back too far, because then this is just very intricate in the center area. So thank you, Blue Moon Mama, for your lovely pictures on Ravelry of your project.
Are you done now?
I am.
Do you have any finished objects? Bookshelf things?
What I do have, what Emily would call finished objects. I don't have the yarn to show. It's finished objects slash what we call writer's block.
No, not writer's block. In edits?
No, this is yanked out completely.
Oh,
dead.
you yanked it out. That's right. Yeah.
A finished object of sorts, as Emily would.
Well, it is finished.
It is. It's never ever being worked on again.
Well, I hope you'll work on it again, but not with this yarn.
Not with this yarn. What do I do with my sock? I have one sock just hanging out here. I'll grab my sock bag later and put it away. Anyway, I yanked out the tea bag cozy by Ryan Anderson.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wasn't really working on it.
Yeah.
Didn't really see myself finishing it. Not the fault of the pattern. Just didn't feel like working on it. So I reclaimed that Hobby Lobby cotton.
It's such a nice cotton.
Yanked out the Scarlet Scotsman. I haven't been feeling the color work. And the more I thought about it, the less I liked the combination of the Spinning Fates Moira in the colorway Let Heaven Nature Sing. It's a beautiful, deep reddish color. Someone called it coral that I ran into as well, but I think it's more red.
Well, it's more of an orangey pink.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But the color I was mixing it with had like reds and greens and yellows in it for the color work part, and it wasn't popping the way I needed it to. And I haven't really, plus I haven't been really feeling like color work lately. I love my cables. So with the mixture of the two things, I just went ahead and I yanked out the project. Even though I made a lot of progress, the color work wasn't popping. So I yanked it out, reclaimed the yarn. The yarns will be eventually used for something, but I'll be happier with the finished project if I could see what I'm working on. And then, as much as I love Swimming Seashells by George, I did not enjoy working with the Caron 1 pound. Every time I worked with it, I would feel like my finger was being rubbed raw. And it got to the point where I didn't want to work on the project because I did not enjoy the experience with the yarn. So I went ahead and I yanked that out. Again, quite a bit of progress was made, but it wasn't, I don't think it was even halfway finished. And I could not imagine working that blanket in that yarn for that much longer. I just simply hated working with that yarn. At least in that project.
Right.
Maybe I held it a little tighter than that project. I don't know. It's my first time really working with the Caron 1 pound. But
Well, different yarns work better for different people.
I did not enjoy it. I'm sure I'll redo that particular pattern at some point in a different yarn. But not right now. I have too many other things on my needles. The one I want to do at some point is George's log cabin with the hearts. But not right now. I have too much on my needles right now. Too much going on right now.
Right. I don't have any finished objects, except for I finished weaving the ends on the block I showed you last week, and I don't feel like getting up to get it. And you just saw it. It's a lavender block with a cream edging, so I did finish the weaving ends. The weaving end of the ends.
The weaving ends of the ends.
Yes. So, but I'm not going to show it to you because you already saw it. Okay.
Let's see. We don't have any graphic novel.
No, I haven't had that for a while.
I did a little bit listening to the Sword of Shannara audiobooks. Oh,
I started reading that.
I do have to respond in the thread. I didn't sleep very much yesterday. I worked Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm supposed to work Wednesday, Thursday again. But because this is my long weekend to work, I have not really been on Ravelry much to respond to people. And yesterday, I was just too tired. I got home from work, slept for about 2 hours, and got up to hang out with Karen and her daughter. So I did not have the brain power to respond to people on Ravelry.
You will be responded to.
Yes, eventually. You know it takes me forever because I am a horrible person.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Mom. I love you, too. Been rewatching. I'm mostly caught up with my podcasters, I think. But I was too tired to watch them last night, so I stuck in Rawhide again because we were watching Gunsmoke at night, and made me think of Rawhide.
Right. Well, especially some of the villains that have been coming up and stuff.
Yeah, it's amusing to see the Virginian from the TV show, The Virginian. Who plays it? Drury?
Yeah, I think it's. I want to say Matt Drury, but I don't think that's right.
I think it's like James Drury or something like that.
Davina would know.
Anyway, the guy who plays the main character in The Virginian, he's shown up in both Gunsmoke and in Rawhide recently. So it has amused me to see someone from another Western show up in a main character in another Western show up in 2 other episodes.
Right.
Of 2 different Western TV shows, and he plays like a punk in both of them.
Which is a completely different kind
character
of character
from what he plays in The Virginian.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really, other than designing, that's all that's really been keeping my attention.
All right. I guess I'll do the autobiography since that's where you went. Because I still have stash enhancements.
Oh, we'll go over your stash enhancement.
Okay.
Ooh, I have a good vein right here.
Keep your vampire self to yourself for now. Now.
It's
okay. I had ordered a while back using the card that Talia got me for Christmas. I've been waiting for this colorway to come up in Miss Babs in the Yowza What a Skein. It was always there. I didn't think I'd have any trouble getting it. And then for like 2 or 3 months, it just wasn't there anymore. So it finally came in. This is Miss Babs. I don't like untying it because I like to show you the pretty picture with the pretty wrapping with the little mini
Yeah,
skein.
she does a nice wrapping job. I didn't see the mini skein.
Yeah, isn't that pretty?
That is a fun mini skein.
Yes, it is.
Kaweah?
Kaweah? It's DK, so I can see how that works up.
That's fun. I guess she tied it with that yarn.
It looks like it.
The perfectly reckless, I think, is the colorway. I think Kaweah is the base.
The base. Yeah.
So
it's 100% superwash merino, and it has 280 yards in the skein. So this
you should totally work with that little mini skein, see how it works up.
Yeah, because that might be worth picking up a small skein with what I have left, or part of what Okay.
That looks like a fun color.
I love Miss Babs, even though I have yet to use her.
Hey, Mom.
stuff.
With the Miss Babs that you get sometimes.
Hey. What?
With the Miss Babs you should get sometimes, you should consider like making little squares with them. Because I have some mini schemes too. I can knit up.
No, mine. My precious.
Because you could do stuff with those little mini skeins, and then you can see how each one of them work up. If they're all the same weight, though.
The one I got was the Vlad.
Ian Taylor.
Yeah, I know that people love Mad Tosh Tart. I think this is prettier. The Vlad.
Mad Tosh Tart's pretty too.
It is, but I think this is prettier.
I have some tarts.
There's a depth to it.
There's a depth to it?
Depth to it.
Depth.
Yes.
With a P?
Yes.
Depth.
Depth. But this is very soft. It is Vlad's. And I'm going to probably have to alternate because it's not the same dye lot, but it is so soft. And I know what I want to make with this. And if I decide not to, I'll make something else because it's just so pretty.
I hate alternating themes.
Yeah, I do too.
With a passion that goes beyond reason.
But, so that's one acquisition. Do you have any acquisitions?
I have not.
Okay, my other acquisition, I was trying to be careful and not buy too much stuff because there's a Fiber Festival coming up.
The only stuff I've been ordering has been acrylics for the kitties and things like that.
Well, that's what this is. It's acrylic, and it's from Knit Picks. I picked up, I picked up 2 whites, but I gave one to Talia because she gave me one to work on her test knit.
Crochet.
Yeah.
She even asked me if I was going to design knit toys, and I told her I didn't enjoy them as much as crochet.
Right. I got pink, white, and red. The 2 red are to help me with the baby blanket.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. The pink and the white are for the cat, and the red is for the baby blanket. So I didn't get a whole lot. I just wanted to make sure I had enough to finish the projects that I'm doing.
Oh, I did forget one acquisition, but I'm too lazy to go up and get it. I got for bathroom reading a book on knitting history, a big old thick book, and we have one coming in for crochet history. Yeah. And it's full of pictures and little stories about history of knitting, and the crochet one had a crochet just for bathroom enjoyment.
We tell them, don't stay in the bathroom too long. She puts another book in the bathroom.
Oops.
Yes. Okay. My autobiography. I did some writing. I worked on the shared story, about almost 900 words to the shared story. I posted a picture prompt to one of my writer sites. I dropped F2K, the writing class I was doing. I'm just popping in now and there for prompts when I have time. It's too much. It's to be on a schedule was too much. I critiqued three submissions to my writers group, and I wrote 500 plus words for a nonfiction piece for work. So it's still very rough. I don't know, if I'm going to trash that or not, but I did write it. So I got a lot of writing done.
And we actually should be just about coming to a close.
Okay. Let me see here. I want to thank Maria Wilhelmina Mariette for her donation. We divided things up, and there's a lot of prizes there.
And Bella Sox's as well.
And Bella, well,
no, it's for the toy line. I'm looking at your notes.
Oh, that's the one I couldn't remember who her name was. I was looking at it. Yeah. I'm looking at, and now I can't think of her first name.
Well, that's good. She might not want it on the podcast anyway.
Yeah. Bella Sox. I sat there and looked at your yarn when I was putting it away. I'm like, her Rav name's not on here. I can't remember who it was. But we thank you for that. Yes, thank you very much. And that will be for the toy along with some of Marietta's stuff. So thank you very much. The donations, you guys are all so generous, and it allows us to give really nice prizes for our Cal. So thank you very, very much for thinking of us and for sending us things that can be used as really awesome prizes. And yes, I know I said it. There I go.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome. Okay,
But when you're part of a team.
When you're part of a team. This is the Pen Hook and Needles team. Rah, rah, rah. Go, Pen Hook and Needles.
PHN rah.
Yeah. Okay. On that note, this is Pen Hook and Needles podcast. We wish you a very wonderful week full of every good thing. This is episode 119, and that's a wrap.